What's going on, y'all? It's JD Piquel with On 3. Today on the Hard Count, we're going to talk through some basics of Steve Sarkisian's offense at Texas. Welcome into the Hard Count, the people show for every single thing that you know and that you love about college football. It happens here on a nearly daily basis. Nick Brake does the heavy lifting. You can help drive the show by subscribing to the channel. We've talked through quite a bit of different schemes and philosophies from other teams. Today we're talking through Steve Sarkisian's offense, but I want to preface it with this. This is not a all-encompassing X and O breakdown. This is something to help you digest the offense, to one, know what you're watching, and then in addition to that, to be able to sound smart when you're talking with your boys at the water cooler. When you're talking through, oh, would you see what Texas did on Saturday? Yeah, it's because the RPO scheme and the linebackers lined up this way, so they hit them with this. That's what we want to be able to equip you to do. Also, we just love football. We eat, sleep, and breathe it over here, and we want to share that with you. So let's get into the details of Steve Sarkisian's offense, or the basic principles, rather, of what he's trying to do. First and foremost, they're trying to feed Bijan. Steve Sarkisian has made no bones about it. He's been very clear. He said, we want to get Bijan Robinson around 20 touches a game. Some games, it might be more like 30. That's in the run game. That's in the pass game. To put a finer point on this, they want to run the football and establish the trenches and be able to assert their will with that offensive line running ahead of Bijan Robinson. If Five's touching the ball a lot in the run game and getting downhill, good things are happening for your offense. If you're able to do that on first and second down, even better. That's their bread and butter. That's what they want everything else to span from. And that makes a whole lot of sense. Bijan Robinson is your best player on offense. Probably your best player on your whole team. This is not a new concept for Steve Sarkisian. We saw him do it with Najee Harris at Alabama. They want to feed those backs, especially when they can feed them in multiple distributions, if that makes sense. So passing the ball, running the ball, they want to feed them the rock. Got it? Okay, great. That's point one. The second piece of this is they want to have the linebackers running back and forth. Sounds a little bit basic, but ultimately they're going to do that with motions. So you're going to see Rashawn Johnson motion behind Quinn Ewers like he did a year ago. You're going to see the receivers running back and forth across the formation. Why is that important? Well, for linebackers who are so much predicated on their keys with the run game and different things going on in the backfield, if their eyes get to peeking in the backfield, they're going to have a false sense of what's going on within that play. Now, the way that Steve Sarkisian does this is he's going to actually throw it out there on the perimeter to Rashawn Johnson or to Bijan Robinson or to Xavier Worthy. They're going to throw it to that motion guy. And so what happens then is the linebackers start to flow. They start to get running left, running right. They run with that motion. And when your linebackers get to flow and they get to cheating, that's when more things start to open up. That's when you can fake the screen on the outside and have that blocker actually go deep. And then you hit whoever it is downfield for a deep touchdown because everybody bit on that screen. If the linebackers are flowing and going, good things are usually happening at Texas. Okay, so if they can play that game pre-snap, then they're really excited about what they can do offensively. And they did a lot of good things offensively last year. Scored 35 points a game. The offense is not the problem here, folks. They beefed up some more at the skill position. They got some ballers on the outside who we're going to talk about, but they are wanting to very much so play with the second level of that defense. If they can get that moving, like I said, they're scoring points. So finally, this whole offense is predicated on the run-pass option. You want to get Bijan Robinson going because if you do, those linebackers, like we mentioned, they're running sideline to sideline. If you get Bijan Robinson going, they're going to start to trigger a little bit quicker on the run. When they trigger quicker on the run, that leaves space behind them for receivers to run a route. Because if that linebacker is running 2 to 3 yards up the field before Bijan Robinson even gets the football, well, he's way too early. He was supposed to play a zone behind him, and guess what? Xavier Worthy caught a slant, and he's already upfield for a touchdown. Isaiah Nair already upfield for a touchdown. And so pay attention to that because all of these guys they have on the outside, they can run. Like all caps, R-U-N, they can run. Ajay Hall, fast dude. Isaiah Nair, fast dude. Xavier Worthy, very fast dude. So if they can get these guys in space in the middle of the field off of an RPO game with room to work, more good things are going to happen. And you saw that a little bit a season ago, but I think with how much speed they now have at the receiver position, you're going to see a lot of big plays, a lot of explosive plays. Pair that with Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers has the phenomenal ability to be able to release the ball at awkward arm angles. Think Patrick Mahomes. I'm not comparing him to Patrick Mahomes, but think that kind of throwing ability to where he can throw it sidearm. He can throw it 3/4 of the way. Now, why is that important? Well, like I said, in the RPO game, if you have linebackers running up at you, it's probably not a super clear windshield for Quinn Ewers to throw from. He probably has to get it around that linebacker. He probably has to find a way to throw it around whoever defender it is to get it to his guy in space. And so what I'm trying to say here is, yes, the scheme is sound. There's a lot to be excited about within the scheme. But in addition to that, you have a lot of the personnel to run the scheme effectively. Because the scheme was run effectively a year ago. Don't get it twisted. Casey Thompson ran it really well. Xavier Worthy balled out last year. Expect him to ball out again. They got more fast guys at the receiver position that can run after the catch. Bijan Robinson is another year stronger in this system. Roschon Johnson, he's going to get some carries as well. Quinn Ewers is the perfect quarterback in my mind to run this offense with. He ran it some in high school at South Lake Carroll. They're going to just rev up more than they did a season ago. And how quickly can they all get on the same page? That's the key factor to success. Because on paper, the personnel is there. On paper, the scheme is there. Can they put it together and score points? That's what I want to see. I think they will, but that's what I'm looking forward to seeing in the fall. So to recap, feed Bijan. He's your best player. Feed him early, feed him often. Steve Sarkisian wants to get him around 20 touches a game. Expect it to be much more than that in certain games. Also, they're going to play with the second level of your defense. They're going to make this linebacking group uncomfortable because they're going to be chasing the motion this way and chasing the motion that way and trying to play in pursuit all the time. And then when they're in pursuit, that's where you hit them over the top with the sluggo seam, or you hit them with the fake screen to the deep pass. Make those linebackers tired and guessing. And then finally, the RPO is what this whole thing is built off of. You feed Bijan, that's the first part of this. But then when you get it to your skill guys, your fast skill guys in space, on a slant route, on a dig route, whatever it is, a lot of points to be scored in Austin. That's it for us here on The Hard Count. We appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. We are nearing our goal of 10,000 before the season starts. We want you a part of it. We want you along for the ride. We want you in this community. We're going to keep the party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.